My best friend and I have played Madlibs since we were kids, and we often play them together as adults on road trips. We're always looking for ways to make them even more interesting and funny, and now that AI art has arrived on the scene, it was a perfect match. So here's how this works. We send each other the words for a Madlib. We then enter those words into our Madlibs, and we run each sentence through MidJourney to create art to go along with it. Then, we get together, share what we created, and hilarity ensues. Hello, my darlings, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new, please come in and make yourself at home. My name is Paddycake, and welcome to Paddycake Games, another episode of MidJourney Madlibs. With me, as always, is my best friend and co-host, Brent. How you doing tonight?
Technical difficulties and all, but it's like I've forgotten everything I've learned.
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny that way. You guys know how this works. We send each other Madlibs. We send each other the answers to the Madlibs. We run those sentences through MidJourney. We create art. We get together. We show them to each other. We laugh our heads off. That's pretty much the show, and we hope you enjoy it. But before we begin, if you look down below the video, we've got a like and a subscribe button down there that are super important, and I hear that everyone who likes and subscribes gets $100 at some point in their lives. It could happen.
Okay. But not from us.
No, definitely not from us. But also, there's some other things. If you look in the description, there is a link to a merch store. We do have a little bit of merchandise that we created to sort of promote our show. Right now, it's just scenes from Season 1 of MidJourney Madlibs, made like comic books, and with the text and everything looking like a comic book. It was in honor of Comic Palooza, so check those out. There's also some basic channel stuff. There's a coffee mug. There's a hat. Basic stuff. There's also a Discord, so you guys can join the Discord and you can actually chat with us when we're not on your YouTube screen. We're going to go ahead and get started with tonight's first Madlib, which is coming to us from Brent.
I did something a little different this time around.
How's that?
I opted to create my own Madlibs for the next two episodes.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about that. Okay, I'm excited now.
Are you ready?
I am ready.
Okay, here we go. Nursery rhymes in the style of Gary Larson. Gary Larson was born in 1950 in Tacoma, Washington. He was greatly influenced by his family's morbid sense of humor, and especially by his older brother Dan's paranoid sense of humor. Though Gary graduated from the University of Washington with a communications degree, his love of animals most certainly led him to what eventually became his career, cartooning. Looking to reach a larger audience, he submitted his work to the San Francisco Chronicle while vacationing in the Bay Area. They bought the strip and renamed it The Far Side. In the years since retirement, Larson occasionally released new artwork, has taken jazz guitar lessons, and finally launched an official website where old and new art may be enjoyed. And since Larson also doesn't allow his artwork on other websites, we respect his wishes and have only included the covers of some of his books as examples. Enjoy in the style of Gary Larson. Hey Macaroni Macaroni. The Pegasus and the Tuba.
So I think it kind of views it as maybe a unicorn and a tuba, because it's got the tuba horn coming out of its head like a unicorn. But
there's a lot of very bizarre stuff going on here, for sure.
There's a lot of strange horns in this picture. A lot of strange horns.
Have you figured out what the nursery rhyme is yet?
Hey diddle diddle, the cat and the fiddle, most likely.
The cow forgot over the ripcord bathroom.
I've heard a lot of people have forgotten over the ripcord bathroom.
I will say it has never looked that good.
No, it's not. It's never been that clean. Certainly not.
There's some strange stuff going on with the cow's back leg.
Mm-hmm. It looks like one of the back legs is sort of turning into a wing, but I mean, obviously it doesn't need wings because it's already flying.
Well, maybe that's how it did it.
And who sits in this barber chair pushed all the way up to the window? That's ridiculous.
The stinky puppy laughed to see such a sight.
It looks like each one of those things on the wall is a lamp of some kind with a little pull string.
Oh, you're right. This little stinky dog doesn't really have eyes.
No.
Or hind legs. Or most of its torso. But it's got a really big nose.
Judging by the size of its nose, it knows it's stinky.
And the crepe ran away with the cutting board.
And he wasn't very happy about it. Does MidJourney know what a crepe is?
There are some arts that came up that made me believe that they might.
Because this looks like a ghost made out of strawberry jam ran off with a s'more.
Well, now it's going to get real fun. This little piggy went to Wyoming.
Yes, he did. Actually, it looks more like Arizona.
I love it, though.
Or Nevada.
Or Utah. But yeah, I mean, Wyoming is next to them all.
Yeah, it's very, very Monument Valley. And two moons. 2 moons. Also, there's 2 moons in Wyoming, apparently. We should go there and check that out sometime.
That would be cool. I mean, they don't have a lot of people, so I guess tossing an extra moon in helps things. This little monkey stayed home. And was none too happy about
it. That's funny and also a little frightening. It kind of looks like a zombie monkey.
There's some stuff going on with his leg that is concerning.
Oh,
like
right.
He has an extra foot.
Now that you point that out, and like it looks like he's holding a wire hanger in one hand and like swinging
This is
it
true.
back and forth.
But also, I don't really think he's a little monkey.
No, he's a very large monkey.
This little caterpillar had a fruit roll-up. It's very simple and super cute, and I don't know why it has all those extra antennae or
hair.
But,
it might be hairs.
Yeah.
But wow, fruit roll-up. Who'd have thought?
And
it's like every flavor of fruit roll-up.
This little capybara had a smidgen. I don't feel like that's a smidgen.
No, that's quite a bit. That's not a smidgen.
He's got a full plate of pork and beans here. Mm-hmm. And what looks maybe like a piece of chicken.
Mm-hmm.
And then
bowl of tomato
basil soup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And an empty plate.
He's on a cruise, clearly.
And 2 empty glasses, and all his silverware is facing the wrong way.
And he's on a cruise because that looks exactly like he's in the dining room on the ship. And you can see other ships in the background. Mm-hmm. This little piggy went flirp, 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 flirp all the way home.
I love their interpretation of flirp. His feet are a little concerning. So I can't really tell if it's supposed to be like humanized feet that are facing the wrong direction, or if his legs are actually fingers that are bent at the knuckle.
I'm a bit concerned. For sure. he may need to see an orthopedic surgeon or something.
Mm-hmm. And why is he striped? Striped is a little weird. Pigs aren't normally striped.
So what did we learn today?
Well, a lot.
Nephew Bumblebee had animals do hard things.
Nephew Bumblebee sounds like an asshole. He kind of looks like one too.
I put a family member and then an animal like Mother Goose,
uh-huh.
And we got Nephew Bumblebee.
What has happened to that ship in the background? I mean, did they just hit it with a cannonball, or?
I thought it was a bird on a boat, but it's kind of like a macaw.
I thought the boat was on fire. Like that was the fire coming out of the top of the boat.
Our toenails are really just hungry foxes. So, and I had body part there, and it was supposed to be toes, and you put toenails. So that was absolutely hilarious. And it is definitely very, very bizarre.
It looks very Gary Larson. The shape of their faces and stuff, it's very Gary Larson.
How about some dishonorable mentions? Hey Macaroni, the Pegasus, and the Tuba.
Wow, there's a lot going on in that picture.
There is a lot. I don't see much that reminds me of a Pegasus.
This is an acid dream, or a fever dream.
I feel like I've seen artwork like this. It is definitely bizarre, and there are some very weird musical instruments. So if anyone wants to invent these musical instruments, you can come and play them on our show.
Absolutely.
I mean, you'll have to fly yourself here, but...
No, we just do it remotely.
The cow forgot over the ripcord bathroom.
Oh, okay. Also, never seen the ripcord bathroom that clean.
Well, the floor's dirt, so, I mean...
I stand by my statement.
Okay.
Oh, my.
This little piggy went to Wyoming.
Is it this little piggy went to Wyoming? That is not a little piggy.
Perhaps
not.
the one in the chair over there is the little piggy, and the other thing's something entirely...
He's not a little piggy either.
No, that's fair. So that is our nursery rhyme.
That was great. But before we get to my story, I hear that Lady Shablagoo is stopping by to tell us another story.
Well, she needs to tell us exactly how she got that very interesting name.
And now, story time with Lady Shablagoo.
Well, bless your heart. I do love to share stories about my lovely lemon confections. They're a bit of a local legend, you know. But don't you think for one sultry second that I'm ready to share my recipes. It all started one summer when I had a bumper crop of lemons in my backyard. I just couldn't use them up fast enough. Lemons in my iced tea, fresh squeezed lemonade, homemade mayonnaise. It was almost as good as Duke's. And I canned so much of my scrumptious lemon marmalade that just about every Frigidaire in town had a jar. But I still had more lemons than I could shake a stick at. So I started experimenting with different recipes to use those lemons in. And that's when I hit upon my lemon tart filling. You see, I was making a pie crust one day and I accidentally spilled some lemon juice into it. Instead of throwing it out, I decided to add some sugar, eggs, and... Oh, I see what you're up to. No, I'm not giving away my recipes now. The audacity. But that day a miracle happened. A kitchen miracle. That filling, it turned out to be the most delicious lemon filling I've ever tasted. And it was the best thing that anybody had tasted. It won the grand prize at the 1989 Marion County Fair. I started making lemon tarts with my miracle filling. I'd bring them to church potlucks, funerals, all the local picnics, and pretty much every other event where folks like to eat, and they were always a hit. In fact, not a few fistfights occurred over the last tart on the table. Before long, word had gotten around town about my lemon confections. People were asking me to make some for them for their special occasions. And I even started getting orders for them from local bakeries and restaurants. Yes, you heard that right. Bakeries wanted to sell my tarts. But the real surprise came when the owner of the local ice cream shop approached me about collaborating on a new flavor of ice cream inspired by a local folk band, hanging me out to dry. The song was called Lady Shablagoo Lemon, and the owner thought my lemon confections would be the perfect inspiration for that new flavor. Well, we worked together to create a creamy, tangy lemon ice cream with chunks of my lemon tarts mixed in. And let me tell you, it was a bigger hit. It became one of the shop's most popular flavors, and people still come from all over just to try it. It's funny how things work out sometimes, isn't it? I never would have guessed that my accidental lemon filling would lead to such deliciousness and local fame. But I'm grateful all the same. See y'all later.
Okay, so now it's time for my Madlib. And my Madlib tonight is called Why Giants Don't Sleep. And my art is in the style of WikiHow. Created in 2005, WikiHow.com is a typical volunteer-authored wiki site with guides on doing everything from brushing your teeth to summoning a demon. One significant difference that has always set them apart is the bizarre, often comically distorted artwork that accompanies each how-to guide on the site. This unusual aesthetic has attracted a cult following, inspiring a popular Reddit board, a guessing game website, and very active Twitter and Tumblr accounts showcasing the site's more interesting takes on human interaction. WikiHow actually sources its images from thousands of freelance artists around the world, under the understanding that the images will have to be in a certain style for site consistency, and also that they will be licensed under the Creative Commons license. So to all of you freelance artists out there making art for this site, we thank you. And now please enjoy my Madlib in the style of WikiHow. Finding a place to sit and grab when you're more than 7 feet tall is no vibrant task.
Well, at least I did pick a number that would lend to giants.
It's true. A couple of things about this picture.
What's
I'm
he
sure there's
sitting
one
on?
that's quite obvious.
What's he sitting on?
No.
Oh,
there's a little bit higher than that.
Yeah.
So he has one circular arm that connects to itself.
It seems very impractical.
He seems very impractical. I imagine doing anything with his hands, well, he doesn't have hands, so doing anything that requires hands is quite difficult for him. And lying down is next to Itsy Bitsy.
Cluck.
So 3 legs. It's apparently important. I have no idea how to even read his facial expression. Is that a mouth on his stomach? I can't really tell.
Yeah, that's some definitely bizarreness there. Poor Itsy Bitsy.
Yeah, poor Itsy Bitsy. Gojira! It would take an area the size of 2 chin ball fields for a giant to stretch from head to arm hair.
Okay.
Gojira!
So it didn't grab Gojira for sure, but did you get any kaiju?
Yes, I did. They will be
Okay,
in
cool.
honorable mentions.
And that is a big ball of hair.
It is. It's a
Arm
big
hair,
ball
no
of
less.
arm hair. I would say it's a chin ball of arm hair, wouldn't you?
You know, I'm a little shocked. I don't know what to think here.
That's why, for a giant, waking up on the clever side of the bed is all but inevitable. The thing that made me laugh the most is the random cat leg sticking out from the blanket.
Calling that a cat leg is rather generous. The pillows definitely look like cats, but those other things are
We don't know what they are.
cat
We don't-
adjacent.
The closest that most chimpanzees get to a comfortable place to spin. I have so many questions about what's actually happening here. It looks like the 2 women on the outside are holding on to the room. So are they spinning the room? And is that thing in the center a chimpanzee?
So my first impression when I saw that was the Gravitron.
Yes, that's what I was thinking
Or
too.
back in Astroworld, it was called the Barrel of Fun. I would call it the Barrel of Barf. The front is clearly solid, but the back part over there is see-through.
And what's going on with that couple skate over in the corner? Like there's 2 people that are
maybe
canoodling
dancing.
there.
It looks a little bit like Velma and Valerie, but
Right? You mean Velma and Daphne?
yeah, that.
Velma and Valerie. Who's Valerie?
That's who she's with. It's not Daphne. Clearly, she doesn't have red hair.
Right? Daphne's straight. It's Velma's girlfriend. Are bogs where maroon mud, hot candle wax, and dead hot dog buns form a kind of mattress. And here we have the artisanal maroon mud, hot candle wax, and dead hot dog bun sandwiches in their natural habitat where they formed in the bogs.
And you know what? That is probably one of the more accurate depictions of very, very weird prompts that I've seen. I mean, it tried to get all of the elements. It looks a little bit like raw steak.
Kind of looks a little bit like dragon fruit, like pink
Yeah.
dragon fruit. Even there, they must take care not to sleep too insultingly, or else they risk squawking in the mud and drowning. So, little Indian lady.
Sorry. Her bendy's a little low.
little Indian lady is gonna drown if she doesn't stop squawking with those ducks.
I guess the squawking created ducks, but ducks quack. They don't squawk.
Maybe they're geese. Oh god, if they're geese, her life's in danger. Besides, Most giants would rather chug red Komodo dragon all night than get mud on their leggings. Wow. I don't know why he has a cigarette. There was nothing about a cigarette, and this is the only prompt, the only art that came up from this prompt that had a Komodo dragon holding a cigarette. So it had to make it.
Also, I thought the giant was drinking red Komodo dragon, as in, like, you know, Red Bull rather than the other way around.
Yes, that's exactly what the prompt is supposed to imply.
So apparently red Komodo dragon gives you cancer.
Yes, so. So how about some honorable mentions?
Why not?
Here we have Gojira. It would take an area the size of 2 chin ball fields for a giant to stretch from head to arm hair.
And what's that in the middle?
I don't know. I think maybe it's what Gojira is trying to get. Maybe it's offspring. I don't know.
Oh, well.
Next we have, even there they must take care not to sleep too insultingly, or else they risk squawking in the mud and drowning. And
okay.
We got a 2-headed bird out of that.
I don't see how that bird does anything. It doesn't look like it has feet either.
She's praying for it though. She's like, "Oh, please, Lord, save this poor bird who has 2 heads and no feet."
Oh my!
And I had to keep this one because this was the Komodo dragon, because it just gave me sassy Komodo dragon.
It is not red.
It's not red, but it's sassy. So this may make it onto a T-shirt, just FYI.
Yeah, that's great.
I may make T-shirts of fat sassy Komodo dragon. All right, that is it. That's the end of my Madlib.
Can't wait to see you next time. But what are our last words?
Our last words?
Well, not our last words.
It's a little morbid. My last words will be, make sure you click like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
Like and subscribe. No. Like and subscribe. Like and prescribe. No. Like and subscribe.